Part 32.1 Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration is Salamu Alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed Kenzel Aman. Quran Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration, Chapter 32, verse 1-5. We commence our profound spiritual journey into a new and immensely significant chapter of the Quranic revelation, Surah As-Sajdah, known eloquently as the Prostration. This surah, following the deep ethical and cosmic wisdom illuminated in Surah Luqman, dramatically shifts the intellectual and spiritual focus back to the core non-negotiable foundations of Iman faith. It serves as a concentrated, emphatic challenge to the rampant skepticism and persistent denial prevalent among the opponents of the divine message during the difficult Meccan period. The central themes are articulated with a powerful, authoritative resonance: the absolute divine origin of the Quran, the absolute certainty of the resurrection and ultimate accountability, and the flawless, continuous nature of the Creator's governance over the entire cosmos and the complete lifespan of humanity. This chapter demands an immediate, sincere, and humble response to the truth, confronting the human tendency to trivialize the monumental concepts of creation, purpose, and the inevitable final return to Allah. The initial verses, spanning from the 1st to the 5th, establish the celestial and undeniable authority of the wise book, emphatically refute the baseless charge of human forgery, and provide an irrefutable, tangible foundation for the promised hereafter by referencing the continuous, intricate, and majestic process of creation and management itself, compelling the listener to a state of internal and external prostration. The divine authority of the revelation, Kenzel Aman, Quran, Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration, Chapter 32, verse 1-2. Alif Lam Meem, the sending down of the book. There is no doubt in it. It's from the Lord of the worlds. The surah immediately captures our attention and initiates this solemn discourse with the presentation of the Muqaqqati, the disconnected letters Alif Lam Meem. These mysterious, sublime letters stand as a majestic prelude, a profound spiritual cipher that functions as both a challenge to the finite human intellect and a clear signpost of transcendence. They instantly proclaim the unique, miraculous, and inimitable nature of the celestial text that follows, hinting at profound, deep, divine meanings known fully and exclusively only to Allah. In a powerful, subtle stroke, they simultaneously prove that the human mind, despite all its accumulated knowledge and soaring achievements, can never fully encompass or replicate the totality of the divine word. They are the silent, resonating tokens of an origin beyond the terrestrial realm, demanding attention and awe. The juxtaposition of these simple, finite Arabic phonemes against the infinite complexity of the subsequent revelation is itself a subtle miracle. A linguistic lock whose key is held only by the Creator. This demands that the reader approach the text not as a product of human literary genius, but as a communication of a fundamentally different, uncreated order. The mere sound of these letters is an introduction to the profound inimitability of the text to come, a linguistic and spiritual wall that no human author can breach. Following this arresting, intriguing opening, the surah wastes no conceptual time in establishing its central, absolute, and defining claim: the sending down of the book. There is no doubt in it. This declaration is not presented as a subtle suggestion, mere academic proposition open for casual debate or a matter of inference. It is a definitive, uncompromising, foundational statement of spiritual and intellectual fact concerning the very essence of the Quran. The phrase "no doubt in it," la rayba fihi, is a powerful, profound, an absolute negation of all possible skepticism, uncertainty, intellectual equivocation, or any lingering human doubt regarding its authenticity, its truth, and its absolute purity from any contamination. This single, unwavering declaration cuts off all avenues of intellectual retreat for the disbeliever, leaving them with the choice of acceptance or willful rejection. The ultimate source of this flawless, indubitable, in an encompassing text is then identified with maximal authority and scope. It is from the Lord of the world's Minrab ill-glammed wind. The title Lord of the world's Rab ill-glammed wind signifies the exclusive owner, the singular sustainer, the perfect educator, and the absolute sovereign of all possible dimensions of existence, the visible, the invisible, the material, the spiritual, the known, and the unknown. This profound and comprehensive declaration demands the immediate, unconditional recognition that the flawless book is a direct, perfect, and necessary communication from the ultimate all-encompassing and eternal authority. It thereby renders all human attempts at refutation, criticism, or forgery not only pointless and spiritually dangerous, but conceptually absurd in the face of such an overwhelming majestic origin. This firm establishment of divine authorship is the necessary precondition for the acceptance and internalization of all the subsequent commandments, profound ethical frameworks, and stern warnings that are contained within its luminous pages. To accept the Quran is to accept the complete sovereignty of the Rabb. Kanzel Aman, Quran, Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration, chapter 32, verse 3. Or do they say, he has forged it? No, it is the truth from your Lord, so that you may warn a people to whom no warner came before you, so that they may get guidance. The surah now turns with explicit, direct purpose to confront the principal argument. The most destructive accusation and the slander that was continually leveled by the Meccan disbelievers against Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the serious, egregious charge of human fabrication or forgery, the rhetorical question, or do they say he has forged it, summarizes the utter spiritual bankruptcy, the sheer intellectual exhaustion, and the deep emotional resistance of the opposition. It highlights the fact that they are left with only one desperate, indefensible position, a position that attempts to tear down the truth rather than construct a valid alternative or engage with the profound nature of the message itself. The immediate, powerful, and total response is a definitive, uncompromising, and resonant rejection of this severe slander. No, it is the truth from your Lord. This firm denial not only decisively exonerates the Prophet, peace be upon him, from the accusation of authoring the text, but also reaffirms the authentic, irrefutable divine origin of the Quran as the absolute source of reality. It is al-Haq, the eternal truth, a reality that is far too immense, too complex, too consistent, too majestic, and too spiritually profound to have been manufactured by any human being, no matter how eloquent, how talented, or how profoundly wise they may be. The unique voice, the unprecedented knowledge of the past and future, and the sheer literary superiority of the Quran are themselves the definitive refutation of this self-serving charge, which is born of envy and intellectual obstinacy. The verse then proceeds to outline the supreme, profound, and overarching purpose of this revelation, creating a crucial link between the absolute truth of the text and the urgent, indispensable spiritual need for human guidance. The Quran was sent so that you may warn a people to whom no warner came before you. This historical context refers specifically to the people of Mecca and the Arabian Peninsula in the immediate context, who, unlike many other nations and civilizations that had a continuous, long succession of prophets and messengers, had been without a revealed prophet for an extensive period of time, resulting in a deep cultural and spiritual disconnect from the original pure message of Tawhid. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent to an untaught generation, a spiritual desert where the ancient wellsprings of revelation had dried up, necessitating a clear, unequivocal, and forceful revelation to revive the spiritual consciousness. The ultimate, overarching goal of this entire divine enterprise is intensely compassionate and restorative, so that they may get guidance, la Allahum Yatodan. Entire process, the revelation, the stern warning, the profound arguments. The establishment of clear lues, directed toward providing the necessary opportunity for spiritual illumination. The rectification of belief and the ultimate, eternal salvation of humanity, underscoring the boundless, profound mercy of Allah, Ar-Rahman, and Ar-Rahim, even amidst the sternest, most necessary warnings. The very act of sending a final warner is an act of supreme mercy. The Creator's six-day command and universal sovereignty, Kanzel Iman, Quran Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration, chapter 32, verse 4. Allah is the One, who created the heavens and the earth and whatever is between them in 6 days. Then he established himself upon the throne. You do not have any supporter besides him, nor any intercessor. So do you not reflect? Having emphatically established the absolute divine authority of the Quran, the surah now proceeds to present the overwhelming, non-negotiable proof of the Creator's power by invoking the foundational, majestic act of cosmogenesis, the creation of the universe. The verse declares Allah as the singular, ultimate, and solitary agent of all existence. Allah is the one who created the heavens and the earth, and whatever is between them in 6 days. This profound statement asserts both the fact of creation and its gradual, deliberate, and purposeful nature. The precise meaning of 6 days Sitati Ayyam is a matter of immense spiritual contemplation and is understood not as 6 human 24 periods, a concept entirely irrelevant to the timeless Creator, but as 6 immense successive periods, eras, or stages of creation, demonstrating deliberate, majestic planning and infinite patience rather than a rushed, sudden, or haphazard event. This gradual unfolding showcases the perfection of Allah's planning, tadbir, and His absolute mastery over time itself, which He uses as a medium for creation. The verse then introduces the magnificent concept of sovereignty and control. Then He established Himself upon the throne. Thumma, Istav, Allah, Arsh. This is not to be understood in any anthropomorphic sense, as a physical taking of a seat, for Allah is transcendent, has no body, and requires no location. Rather, the throne Arsh, signifies the highest manifestation of divine authority, and the establishment upon it signifies the absolute, total, and permanent assumption of sovereignty and control over the entirety of the created order. It is a declaration that the Creator is also the eternal governor, sustainer, and ruler of all that He has made, a powerful statement of continuous, active authority over every event, every creature, and every destiny. This absolute supreme sovereignty immediately negates the foundation of shirk and all human-centric false hope. You do not have any supporter besides Him, nor any intercessor. This is an unequivocal, forceful rejection of all claims that human-made idols, spirits, or other created entities possess any independent power to support, protect, or intercede on behalf of humanity without the explicit, overwhelming permission and will of Allah. All reliance, all plea, and all deepest spiritual hope must be directed exclusively to the singular source of power, Allah. The verse concludes with a direct, challenging, and profoundly spiritual appeal to the human intellect. So do you not reflect? Afalb tatafakarn? This is a call for deep, genuine, critical contemplation tafakar. It is an invitation to use the faculty of reason, the immense elam gifted to humanity, to logically connect the undeniable reality of the ordered massive creation which they themselves witness to the necessary, undeniable reality of a single, omnipotent, and all-governing Creator. The surah emphasizes that faith is not a blind leap in the dark, but the inevitable, most rational, and spiritually responsible conclusion drawn from the overwhelming evidence of the magnificent ordered cosmos. The governance of all matters, Kanzel Aman, Quran, Surah As-Sajdah, the Prostration, chapter 32, verse 5. He manages the affair from the heaven to the earth. Then it will ascend to Him, in a day the measure of which is 1,000 years of what you count. This verse continues and intensifies the theme of divine sovereignty established by the reference to the throne, but now focuses with meticulous detail on the continuous, active, and intimate governance, tadbir of the entire universe, the moment-to-moment management of all cosmic and terrestrial affairs. The declaration is expansive and comprehensive. He manages the affair from the heaven to the earth. Yudabiru alamra min al-samai, ilch al-ard. The word manages yudabiru implies intricate, precise, and meticulous arrangement, planning, and execution. Every divine command, every natural law, every droplet of rain, every human destiny, and every cosmic event is being constantly administered by Allah's perfect will, descending from the highest celestial authority to the deepest terrestrial detail. Nothing, whether it is the movement of a galaxy or the thought in a human heart, happens outside the scope of His continuous, perfect management and comprehensive knowledge. This active tadbir ensures the world is not a random, chaotic system, but an ordered, meaningful reality. The second part of the verse then introduces a profound, awe-inspiring concept concerning the temporal scale of this divine management and the final return of all affairs for judgment. Then it will ascend to him in a day the measure of which is 1,000 years of what you count the affair, a lamer, the totality of all commands, all deeds, all destinies, and all the results of his governance will eventually ascend for final presentation and judgment. The mention of the day being 1,000 years is a powerful, humbling statement about the nature of eternal divine time. This is not meant as a literal clock time measurement, but as a staggering, profound metaphor that forces the human mind to confront the utter difference between finite, fragile human time and the immense, vast, and transcendent scale of Allah's time. It emphasizes the absolute gravity, the colossal duration, and the perfection of the meticulous accountability on the Day of Judgment, which will be equivalent to 1,000 years of human experience. The sheer length of this divine day underscores the seriousness of the accountability process and the eternal consequences that stem from the transient, fleeting actions performed in the short span of human life. This powerful contrast between the instantaneous nature of Allah's command and the vastness of his temporal scale highlights the boundless nature of the Creator's power and the necessity of absolute submission and meticulous preparation for that inevitable long day. The Hadith on the perfection of deeds. The initial verses of Surah As-Sajdah establish the absolute authority of the Quran and the boundless power of the Creator who meticulously manages all affairs, leading inevitably to the Day of Judgment, which is measured in 1,000 years, 32-5. This vast temporal scale underscores the importance of every minute deed performed in our brief time. Prophet, peace be upon him, taught, "Verily Allah loves that when one of you does a job, he should perfect it." Al-Bayhaqi, Hadith 485. This concise yet profound hadith perfectly complements the theme of meticulous divine management tadbir found in verse 5. If Allah manages the affair from the heaven to the earth with such absolute perfection, it's demonstrated by the flawless order of the six-day creation and the vastness of his temporal scale, then the human being is obligated out of spiritual consistency and devotion to approach their own tasks, both worldly and spiritual, with the same commitment to perfection. The performance of prayer, the execution of work, the fulfillment of trusts, and the seeking of ilm should all be done to the best of one's ability, as a sincere reflection of the order and precision established by the Lord of the worlds. This pursuit of excellence in all deeds is the true measure of submission and the best preparation for the day whose measure is 1,000 years. This principle of perfection in action is a testament to the influence of Allah, AROM's and AROM's attributes on the believer's inner life. Let us now supplicate, drawing from the profound lessons of these verses, asking Allah to grant us a deeper understanding and to guide our every step. O Allah, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, make the book in which there is no doubt a continuous light and guidance for our lives, protecting us from the arrogance of those who claim forgery. Grant us the wisdom to reflect deeply upon the creation of the heavens and the earth in your magnificent 6 eras, and to fully recognize your absolute sovereignty upon the throne. Help us to live with the perfect awareness of your meticulous management of all affairs, O you who manages the affair from the heaven to the earth. Instill in our hearts the constant preparedness for the day whose measure is 1,000 years, and grant us the strength to perfect every deed for your pleasure. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. May He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth. And may your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Amin.